This morning I woke up cold. The cottage had lost its warmth overnight, and my body couldn't settle. My mind did what it has learned to do for decades. It started telling stories, urgent ones, familiar ones. I need a girlfriend. I can't be alone. I don't have enough money. I need to change my life. The stories ran in loops, not because they were true, but because they were practiced, conditioned, imprinted. Eventually, I went downstairs and I lit a fire. I turned on the heater and I waited. And as my body warmed, I noticed something simple happened. The stories began to lose their grip, and it wasn't because I argued with them, but because my nervous system finally received what it needed. And by the time I fell asleep, close to morning, clarity had already begun returning. This is what I've come to recognize over years of watching myself and others. Most of the stories we tell are survival stories. They're not lies. They are attempts to cope in a world that feels unsteady and unpredictable. These stories are the mind's way of trying to regulate what the body hasn't yet received: safety, warmth, rest, nourishment, and a sense of rhythm. I saw this clearly in my friend Mona near the end of her life. I've seen it in myself, my family members, and many women and men I've met over the years. When life becomes overwhelming or lonely or uncertain, the mind begins weaving meaning, spiritual explanations, affirmations, cosmic narratives, promises of upgrades to our DNA, ascension symptoms, or future relief coming through a political point of view. These stories are usually sent with care and good intention. They are meant to encourage. And for a brief moment, they can. But encouragement is not the same as regulation. What these stories often bypass is the physiological truth underneath the discomfort that we feel. The body isn't asking for a better explanation. It's asking to feel safe, warm, rested, held by predictable rhythm. And when that does not happen, the mind keeps searching for stories strong enough to carry the weight. I've come to see that much of what we call spiritual confusion is actually nervous system distress. And much of what we call lack of faith is really lack of regulation. And much of what we call seeking is simply the body asking quietly to be met where it lives. And this is why ordinary moments have become sacred to me. Making coffee slowly in the morning, sitting in my rocking chair before the day begins, moving my body through Tai Chi movements, going to the gym, and letting warmth and strength and rhythm return naturally. These are not distractions. They are the real medicine. When the body receives what it needs, the mind doesn't have to keep inventing meaning. The stories soften. The urgency dissolves. And the future stops demanding to be solved. Nothing mystical needs to happen for this to work. No belief is required. Only calmness and honesty. Survival stories fall away not because we disprove them, but because they're no longer needed. When the nervous system settles, the mind begins to rest. And in that rest, something quietly emerges. It isn't hope or certainty, but a sense of ease. This is the unfettered life. It's not freedom from circumstances, but freedom from urgency. And urgency is what causes our pain. It's not withdrawal from the world, but relief from the constant need to find explanation or justify or escape life. A life where the body is listened to first, and the mind at last can follow. If any of this resonated with you, I'm not going to ask you to believe anything or change your life today. I'll just invite you to do one simple thing. Notice your body right now. Are you warm enough? Are your shoulders soft? Is your breath allowed to arrive without effort? If not, see if you can offer yourself one small act of regulation today. Maybe a warm drink, a slow walk, a few minutes of movement, sitting in the sun somewhere quiet before the day accelerates. Nothing dramatic, nothing heroic. You don't need a new story, and you don't need to fix yourself. You may only need to meet your body where it already is. In future episodes, I will explore simple ways that we can support this settling, not as a form of self-improvement, but as a return to what already works. And as always, may peace be with you.